and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I'm Sientir, and you can support me at patreon.com/Sientir. Let's get this business going. Got the business part of the business taken care of. So, how is this outpost? I'd never come to this outpost. It is off in the literal middle of nowhere in this game. And so I do not come here, and so I am currently vaguely lost. Not entirely lost. I do feel like everything in the Echofold Forest was, like, scaled up. Like, we got some ridiculously huge stairs. And I don't know if stuff was smaller, and then they decided it was too small, and then it made it bigger, or why I have that feeling. It's just a feeling that I have in the whole Echofold Forest, for the most part. I'm not sure what to make of it. Like, they made the whole thing and then decided it needed to be bigger. It wasn't a big enough forest or something. Cool. Okay, so last time we were in search of suspicious activity, and we made it to the Amat's Basin from Durheim Archives instead of coming through here because I got to about here and then got thoroughly confused about how to get to here. So I decided to go with a monk build. Sort of. I mean, as much as this character monk builds. I did bring Technobabble, so I can do things like make this guy's life miserable for a few seconds. But I can also pay attention and be like, hey, I heal my entire party. Woo! Ooh. Good old Light of Deliverance. Do I have any interesting smiting prayers, actually, while I'm thinking about it? No. I should probably do something about that at some point in time. Capture myself. Ray of Judgment. Ray of Judgment is arguably the best smiting prayers elite. It's certainly the most popular. It is a short-lived holy damage AoE that sets things on fire. It does damage over time. Very powerful. Of course, it ignores armor. We've got some Kurzicks diplomats and an initiate Shen Wuzhong. Wozhong? I don't know. There's some weird business going on here. As I've said, your rivalry with the Luxons is petty and meaningless. You would tell me that you would lay down your lives for nothing, but you would not stand beside your empire when it needs you? Petty and meaningless? We did not come into your home and tell you that your way of life is incorrect, and yet you would do this to us? I mean, the guy's not wrong, and that's meaningless, but what did you hope to gain here, other than the ire of the Kurzicks people? Have you considered, says this new person called Kung Jizang, have you considered that might be exactly what they're looking for? Draw you out here, insult you, and, when you defy them, label you their enemy. And I'm sure by now you've heard what happens to those they declare enemies. You invite these criminals to our meeting? I knew your kind could not be trusted. What? No, we want nothing to do with either of you. A pity. Well then, plan B. If my words could not convince the Kurzicks to join our side, perhaps your mangled corpses will. Someone, please help us! And that's where we come into these, save these poor little level 26 monks from this level 30. I mean, this isn't going to do much to them. Well, that guy went down like a chump. Looks like we've got more Jade Brotherhood rolling in. Technobabble you. Haha. I mean, Technobabble should theoretically be worthless against him, but here we are. Actually, if I'm going to be using that, I by rights should be using a different spear, but here we are. Oh man, I get so much healing out of that. Oh, now we've got a bunch of Ministry of Purity. Well, I mean, they're not surviving especially. Ooh, I got some bolts of cloth. That's exciting. Where am I even supposed to target? That guy right there. That's who we're targeting. And I should try to be using Light of Deliverance on recharge if I can. What's even going on here? Oh, okay. Ministry Bladesmen do some weird stuff. Nothing to fear is good enough that I should also be trying to get that up, but this is crazy. I have to protect the Kurzik diplomats. Great. Okay. This is... I'm suddenly regretting not bringing my wells. For the record. Fortunately, we've got some Healer's Boons monks with us, which is certainly going to help. A Healer's Boon increases the power of healing, incidentally. Which is why it will help. Jade Brotherhood Elementalists. I don't know. I'm going to try Technobabble in the hopes that it'll... Okay, that helped. My hopes were founded. There we go. Well, I will say that I'm really happy that our friendly neighborhood Kurzik diplomats have gigantic wads of healing that they can throw at us and themselves. Because that definitely helps. The name of the Ministry of Purity signs you to death. Yes, that does seem to be the story. Thank you, friend. We are in your debt for what you have done this day. Still, I fear that this is only a single day. More and more people come into our lands, making demands of us. Can they not see why we wish to avoid their empire? Perhaps insanity is only seen when looking in from the outside. That is probably true. This is insanity not in the sense of not having your faculties, but in the sense of being swept up in something that has overcome your logic. So we need to go see the guardsman for our reward. So I'm going to do that after I find this bolts of cloth. Yes, yes. One must acquire one's bolts of cloth. Cool. Don't want to leave those behind. No cloth left behind. Yeah. Ooh, that's highly salvageable. That's highly salvageable. I like to mispronounce salvageable. Wow, that's a lot of wood. That 60 is a lot of wood. Okay. So I need to pop myself back up to the Kainang Centaur. And go see what our guardsman friend has to say. What sort of ritualist do I have? Do I have anything interesting? By the ancestors! The Jade Brotherhood is trying to turn the Kurzicks against the Ministry of Purity? I doubt they'll get involved now. They remain as detached as they can concerning matters of the Empire, but if the Jade Brotherhood had been able to make it look like the Ministry was actively targeting them, they might have gotten involved, for good or ill. For now, I'm just glad that there's one less faction that we need to keep our eyes on. Once again, we find ourselves in your debt. First the Jade Brotherhood, and now the Am Fah. It seems a group of them has headed into the Kurzik lands, Gyala Hatchery to be precise. The Ministry of Purity is in pursuit of them. Given what you discovered last time, I don't doubt that this is of importance as well, and it's something that I ask you to put a stop to. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I've got a very bad feeling that there's something more to all of this. I'll end this before anything can come of it. So something that I want to point out. I kind of interrupted myself in the middle of reading there, because sometimes it's really hard to know how to deliver a sentence until you know what the sentence is. So, just something I thought I would point out. No interesting elites in there or there. That's kind of what I thought. I actually go back to being / mesmer. Yeah, I got options here. Obviously, I don't want to be overlapping too much with, like, Wen and him, so. I could be panicking. I want to induce panic. What else would I bring, though? That's a good question. Any inspiration, that would be great. 10 conditions is not really what I'm about right now. This would be redundant with what Gwen is doing. I feel like I kind of wanted to go into domination and bring panic. and spiritual pain, probably. That seems reasonable. Okay, so let's take a moment. This and this can go to the merchant. The rest of it just wants to go into my chest, which I can do. Gyala Hatchery. I do not have Gyala Hatchery. Oh dear. That would require me to go from Kavlon or Ria's Crate. No, not even Seafarer's Rest. Silent Surf. I think maybe I can go through Silent Surf. We have another bit of a trek ahead of us. Go an outpost I don't have. Thankfully, this does not care what faction you are, which I'm grateful for. I'm maxing out my cloths. That's that. Okay, well, the rest of this cloth is probably just going to get merchant because it's probably not worth it. The left portal? Much does that make sense? Oh, this way. Okay. Let me take a moment. Archipelagos. Okay. Gyala Hatchery. Okay, I want the... Well, that was not especially useful. Let's see. Okay, it looks like up here, the outpost is kind of more up this direction. So I can go from Kavlon into the Archipelagos over to where I need to go. So probably the rest of this episode's going to be making my way there. Such as that is. Yeah, I just hit random buttons when I'm bored in this game. I like not being in places that I'm trying to get to already. Yeah. Okay. So, cool. This looks like it's brief. I'm not going to bother dealing with those guys. I am going to hardly be a sentinel of the Kurzicks, thanks. Character's already a bold delver, so I don't need to give it a book to them. If I wanted one of these other ones, I could. Apparently somebody's... Quartermaster Hector is apparently being threatened by some sort of savage beasts or something. He's very unclear about this. Very unclear indeed. Interesting seeing the ground texture, like, detail itself as I get closer to it. So there's a bunch of outposts here. I'm just, like, up here and over this way. I'm planning on just kind of making my way over to there, but we'll see how quickly that can happen. Huh. There's something with an old chest over there that I don't think I care about. It looks like I'm going to have to go up into the hills over by these guys and their old chest and Sergeant Roderick. Bandit leader says you're late. Who has some troubles? Do you have the item? I don't care about your issues. I'm sure that develops into a quest. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Yeah, they're doing something or another, and I don't care. You do not have company. I am not accompanying you. Well, I mean, we'll go for second best thing, technobabble. Okay, so that's effective, but probably not like something I'm going to use all the time. What's even going on right now? Does it just replay the dialogue or some random nonsense? You guys get panicked. Yeah, it's just replaying that. Interesting. I imagine that's their upcoming attack on the Kurzicks, but... can I proceed through here? I hope. That would be nice. But I don't know how these mountain roads connect, so... I feel like I'm going to be attacked by Oni down here, and I don't know why. Okay, maybe I'm not. I do feel like my party is a little stretched out, though, which is a little undesirable. Okay, well, we might dodge Oni through them not existing, but our minions are going to all clump on some Naga. So, whatever. I'm not here to give my minions back up. They're here to give me back up. I might not have a great straight path through this zone, is what I'm noticing. Again, I don't spend a whole lot of time in these hills, so don't really know my way around. I like the little bit of a rain effect going on right now, though. I really do like weather in video games. And oh, here's some Oni. I wish there was more of it. But Oni seem like something that are supposed to be like some serious threatening thing that just appears and like wrecks half your party before you manage to barely fight them off. But there's like 3 of them that appear one at a time. They're super non-threatening. Haha! Interruptions. Panic doing its job, making enemies not able to fight. Ooh, more trick-or-treat bags. Again, I'm not planning on opening these immediately. So, anyway. Ah, we've got ourselves a boss. Sars Storm Scale, apparently. Don't know what sort of boss this is. Yeah, it sounds like a... Ah, okay, it's an Ellie boss. Okay. Lightning Surge, okay. Because it's an elementalist, I especially want to make sure to target it down. Just elementalist bosses can be very deadly. And I want to make sure I give my team the best chance to not be dead that I can. So. Moments like that make an argument for what is it? Is it make your time? You gain 1 strike of adrenaline for each body member within your shot. Yes, make an argument for this to charge up Wild Throw to get rid of the stance. Fetid Ground is not a skill I tend to use. Yeah, I was mentioning in a previous episode that I really like the idea of doing a Codex Zaishin mission, like Zaishin mission or Zaishin bounty, but Zaishin quests. So the idea of codex is that you have a set number of skills available, and then you try to make some sort of team composition out of the skills available to you when you have a bunch of your skills, when you have a much different pool than all the skills available to you, right? Oh, that thing has Resurrect. Fascinating. And the idea behind it is that it gets you using skills that are like, okay, but not amazing. Like, for example, I'm often not going to pick Mighty Throw, for example, or Slayer's Spear is another really good example of a skill that I typically wouldn't bring, but maybe if I had the right circumstances, I'd consider it. So it's to try to get you to consider skills like that are like not quite there, but not like awful or anything. And to use those instead of like technically Go for the Eyes is just super optimal. Well, what happens if I don't allow myself to use Go for the Eyes, right? And how do I have to build if that's not available to me? And so it's just a way to kind of shake things up and whatnot. That seems like it could be fun. So something that I kind of want to give a try to. But for that, I can't just use the Codex Arena codec. Just figuring out what it is for the week would be will be a bit of a pain, unless there's actually a list on the wiki or something. And last I tried to check that, it didn't seem like they had that happening. But there's a further problem, which I just emphasized, which is that it's on a weekly basis, and I would want this on something that I could change up between episodes, potentially even, which is a bit more rapid than 1 week, because I record these all on the same day. And I think we can all agree that a day is a bit more rapid than a week. Or like 30 minutes, sort of thing. We might be seriously over-aggroing here. I guess we'll find out. Okay, that other group turns around. Cool. Well, I mean, I guess I won't cast Panic on a bunch of dead enemies. That seems reasonable. But, like, what happens if I am not allowed to bring Spear of Fury with me? Because it's not in my list of available skills and that sort of thing. So it's an idea that I like, as I was saying. So what I'd probably do is make my own piece of software for doing that. Hopefully it would work well enough. Actually, hopefully we can get in this way. I was suddenly struck by the idea that we might not be able to. That I don't know whether or not that's the case. Well, we can probably get into Gyala Hatchery. I think. I hope. Hi, do you let random strangers in? Oh, are you flipping kidding me? That what? Oh my goodness. Well, I know what this episode's gonna be. Okay, so I didn't do that earlier. I'm gonna cut this episode here. I need to go back for that lost box because that's how I'm gonna get inside. So do I cut the episode here? You know what? Whatever. You can stop watching if you want to. I'm just gonna let the episode keep going for now because I need to do this anyway, and why not? I'm going to walk my sad self all the way back. Maybe it's shorter if I go straight here. But all the way back to where those guys were talking about that stupid box. I'm going to fight them, and I'm going to get that box, and I'm going to walk it all the way back here so that way I can give it to the freaking guard. So that way the Stolen Eggs quest can be done. Yes, quest that I've had for probably years on this character. Get me... Well, I'm not going to turn it in. But, you know, I could turn it in. I don't want that right now. I don't know. Get panic. Panic and stop doing stuff. That's my goal. I'm going to have to run there, get this box, run back. I mean, at least that'll allow me inside the outpost, but... still is obnoxious that I need to go do that. Especially in this place where there is no straight path anywhere. And I don't have charge or anything else to make me run faster. So we're just going to saunter on back. I didn't know I needed to pick up the box because I didn't realize what was going on. I didn't think about it ahead of time. If I'd gone the back way, I could have gotten into Gyala Hatchery that way, probably. But I didn't go the back way. I went the front way. I don't even know how well this will work now that I think about it. I might not be allowed into the outpost without doing the Gyala Hatchery mission, which is not exactly what I want to be doing. Maybe I'm going to be getting another scroll. Not really what I want to be doing either, but here we are. At least I know that I can go straight here instead of taking this stupid loop that I did. This is several. Like, if this was Guild Wars 2, it'd be super easy to bound down there, but it is not so. I'm not going to be able to bound down there. Like a rabbit. Bound. Interesting how words have different meanings. All rainy and dark here. Like bound to tie something up. Or bound as in take a leap. Very interesting. There's Tiger. So, yeah, that's a thing. There's a speedrun of factions. And, it apparently makes use of a bunch of glitches to clip through stuff, but this assassin might be a bad target. These guys are going to go down like chumps, but... it's not too bad. Anyway, we're going to just formally end this episode when I get in Gyala Hatchery, so whatever. Okay, question. On the other hand, I have to carry this stupid box, so... that's not really what I want. What is this quest about? You've proven yourself a capable and loyal ally of the Luxons, because I gave them 10,000, or I had got 10,000 faction and whatever. So it's with confidence that I impart on you this most vital mission. You have, of course, seen how important the great turtles are to us, both as beasts of burden and beasts of war. Unfortunately, a group of bandits have recently attacked one of our supply caravans and stolen a chest of turtle eggs before they could reach the hatchery. Our turtles are very rare, and it is not often that they lay eggs, so every single egg is precious to us. We must track the bandits back to their camp in the Machinations Hills, recover the chest of turtle eggs, and get them... Whoop, I took a wrong turn. And get them to the Gyala Hatchery before something happens to them. Can you do this for us? Character name? Our character name is Carmen Angelis in this case. Yeah, I've had this quest since forever. At one point in time, I would have gotten myself to 10,000 faction for the Luxons and just, like, turned in the get 10,000 faction as the Luxons quest on, like, all of my characters. So here we are. Of course, while I'm carrying this box, I cannot use my melee weapon, which is part of why this game, when you're solo, is a little bit biased towards casters. Just because... carry these. So, as for the codex thing that I was talking about earlier, again, I'd be pairing that with things like these Zaishan quests down here, Zaishan bounties, and potentially missions. And probably not doing those things in hard mode because I'd be imposing limitations on myself already with the codex thing. But I'd be making a separate program to do that. And part of what I will do for that program is go through and rate every single skill. So things like withdraw hexes will get a stone 0 because that skill is terrible. For reference, it's this one right here. Remove all hexes from target ally and all adjacent allies. It takes an additional, like, here's 10 seconds to recharge for each hex removed this way. Like, I don't know why this skill exists in this state. It does not do something that you need it to do. It just doesn't. Like, if you want to get rid of all of the, like, so basically there's this to, like, try to clear up, and adjacent's such a small area of effect anyway. But, you would never use that over the vert hexes right here, which can be, if you spec into protection prayers higher than 10, it can remove up to 3 hexes from target ally. For each hex removed in this way, they lose a condition and gain health. Like, that's effectively going to remove most, if not all, of the hexes from that ally. And it's going to heal them, and it's on a 5-second recharge that doesn't get longer. Whereas this is, and it costs only 10 energy instead of 15. Like, withdraw hexes is just bad. And in serious need of a buff. Like, the effect could be strong. Or, Peace and Harmony might have a different effect in PvP, but, like, in PvE, this is even more powerful, right? 6 conditions and hexes is, like, cleans them off. And it makes condition hexes expire faster. Of course, it has the anti-smiting prayers line, because everything has anti-smiting prayers line, because otherwise smiting prayers would be OP or something. I don't know. Okay, so we've gotten back to this guy with his stupid eggs. He says, "The stolen eggs! What a relief! I can't bear to think of what would have happened to these little guys if you hadn't found them. Listen, if you have the time, head into the hatchery. There's a new caravan heading out, and I am sure they would be happy to have some additional guards. My little babies, shh, don't worry now. Let me know when you're ready. Argo is waiting." Let me know when you're ready. Argo is waiting. I feel like there's supposed to be a period right there, but there isn't. Oh, there's probably a cutscene about Gyala Hatchery or something. I guess I'll let this play.
Let's move it out. For God's no, we move it barely more than a crawl.
Here they come.
Damn predictable Kurzicks. You knew those cowards would come for the young turtles. You, take up the right. Don't let the Kurzicks within 100 paces. I'm glad you're with us. We'll need all the help we can get.
Your fight is my fight.
Watch yourself out there. The Kurzicks, a dastardly bunch. Pay particular care to their juggernauts, the golem-like things that resemble walking trees. They're especially dangerous to the turtles.
I'll take care of them.
Well then, good luck. We'll see you at Creon Jade Mine.
The Juggernauts can flip turtles on their sides so they can't do anything, for reference. The Gyala Hatchery mission is the Luxon equivalent of the Eternal Grove. We will fight a bunch of Kurzicks, and then the Kurzicks will ally with us as we fight off a bunch of Afflicted. It's the same business. If I don't have to do the mission, I'd rather not. I'm not very good at it because I haven't no practice at it. But anyway, whether or not I have to do this mission will be a matter for not this episode, but the next one. So until then, take care, everyone, and goodbye.